G'day mateys, today's episode we'll be working on a Commodore 1541 disk drive. It has a bit of an issue, I've googled it and hopefully this fixes it. Check out the video. Commodore VIC 1541 disk drive. Picked up a while ago, not knowing if it was working. When I eventually brought it home, plugged it in and turned it on, it did the following. So we have the power light and the drive light. You can probably listen. The motor is running. Pop this down. Just keeps running, doesn't stop. So, after lots of Googling, I have found what possibly could be the cause. I've ordered the part, it's finally arrived. So now we're going to pull this apart. Not going to be terribly hard because when I got it, look at that, no screws. So we're going to pull the lid off this and we will give it a bit of a look-see. What Google tells me the error is this here, the ROM chip. Apparently that should have gone bad if the drive light is running continuously. So we're going to pull this little fella out and replace him with a replacement one we've got. And hopefully that cures it. So let's cross our fingers and see if it works. So here is a chip right here that we need to replace. It's a 901229-03 MOS, so it's made by Commodore themselves. Now normally I would go in with an IC remover and pull this out, but the problem is it's so close you can't get it in here. So it's going to be a little bit tricky. So we will use a PLCC extractor. Got a couple of little hooks on here, so we'll hook that in and then we'll pull the chip straight out. So with the notches here, that tells us pin number 1 is just here. So we need to make sure that when we put our replacement one in, which is right here, that it goes in the correct way. So notch here and notch here. So we'll pull this out and we'll swap it over. So you push this down, you clip under, you squeeze hard, and then you sort of gently wiggle it backwards and forwards, and there we go, that is out. Fairly straightforward. Here is our replacement. And look at that, it's got a bent pin. So we'll have to straighten that up a little. Not perfect, but that will do. Actually, the one on the other side's bent, so this has been installed in something previously, obviously. So it's a second-hand chip. Okay, there's the notch. There's the notch. We'll put in, sort of line up one side firstly. Make sure that that's lined up. Then push these pins in slightly. And then just push it into place. Now we'll make sure that all the pins here and here are in. That looks good. Flip it over this side. Have a look. Yes, they look all good. We'll just push it in and we'll just check all the other chips while we're at it. Looking good. So let's pop a power lead back in this and see if it works. Cross our fingers. Power lead is in. Chip is installed. See what happens. Also, be very careful, there is 240 volts running directly onto this board. This is your bridge rectifiers here, filtering caps, your voltage regulators. So be cautious when reaching around and you're plugged in 240 volts. Okay, drive light is on. Spinning. And it's still doing the same. I'll I'll go grab a disc just in case. Okay, so here we have an old Commodore 64 disc. Pop it into the drive. Pull the lever down. I can see the disc is spinning. The head hasn't gone backwards or forwards, there's been no tracking. So no, that appears not to have fixed it. I will just turn it off and change the ID just in case. So let's do that. And no, we still have the same issue. So that's going to mean it's going to be one of these MOS chips here that are faulty. Now I do have some on order because I wasn't sure, but they haven't arrived yet. So, mini episode today. We'll come back to this one again in the future. Thanks for watching.